Hi, I'm Gordon Harris, and I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto. Um, One of the truths that I believe is that we're meant to live a great story. God has this great story that starts in the beginning with the first human beings and all the trouble that they fell into, and the trouble that we've fallen into over time. Uh, and God's story is about fixing that story and restoring the kind of relationship between human beings and all of creation, really, and Himself that is important to Him in that loving, connected kind of way. Uh, and all through that story, there are a bunch of sub stories, subplots of people like Joseph and Daniel and Moses and a whole bunch of other people. And those stories, uh, they embody what God is doing in that moment for those people and for the audience that the stories are written for. They reiterate the story and reapply the story to different audiences, different situations, and sometimes the story is advanced, as when David comes on the scene and when Jesus comes on the scene. And we really know what the end of the story is going to look like. We have a sketch at the end called Revelation, so we know that God, the story is fixed, that the restoration of everything comes into play, and human beings get to be with God. But there's kind of a gap between the Book of Acts and now, really, until that time. And it's in that place that we also play out our stories. And God wants us to live a great story where His story actually is played out for our day, our time, for the situation of people around us and the people in our lives, and so that they can learn God's story themselves and have it impact them. And that's what I really want to do, is to live a really good story for God, and be that person that that takes His story, the realities of His story, His love, who He is, and begins to share it all around.